freedom to me is like the freedom of speech, the freedom to be able to have open conversation without fear of violence, because that's just absurd. I have haters. They hate us because they ain't us. That's
Yeah,
why.
true. True that. I love it.
So let
True.
them. People are gonna
Yeah.
be jealous. They're gonna
Yeah.
whatever find a way to knock you down, but that's no one's knocking me down. Sorry.
I'm totally like behind you 100%. Just give us all a little background of the Heartbeat brand, please.
It began with the outline of Lake Tahoe and a custom EKG design that I designed, and I hand drew it on the first hat just because I've been designing for a while. And then I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, and overnight, 200 people were like, "Oh, that's awesome. I want one."
Welcome to Keeping It Real with Jenn Godfrey. All right. Hi, I have the one, the only Parker Alexander with the Heartbeat brand. Thank you so much for being on my podcast today. I'm super excited to have you on Keeping It Real with Jenn Godfrey. And I couldn't be more supportive and happy for you and the brand and what you've
Thank
created. Yeah, I'm super excited to have you. So, can you tell
I'm
us,
excited to be here. This is awesome. It's so good to know you, and I'm happy for you and everything else. It's been
yeah,
good to know you.
thank you. Well, thanks so much. I mean, I'm super excited. I will say the power of social media can be awesome, right? I think your team reached out to me and we just immediately like vibed and it just couldn't have been a better fit. So I'm really happy to have you on here. And Parker, I know who you are. I've gotten
Yeah.
to know you a little bit and I'm totally like behind you 100%. But can you just give us all a little background of the Heartbeat brand, please?
Of course. So I'm Parker Alexander. I'm the founder, CEO, and designer of the Heartbeat brand. It was formerly Tahoe Heartbeat. That's where it began with the outline of Lake Tahoe and a custom EKG design that I designed. And I hand drew it on the first hat just because I've been designing for a while. And then I posted it on Facebook and Instagram, and overnight, 200 people were like, "Oh, that's awesome. I want one." I called it Tahoe Heartbeat. And then I quickly saw the ability to scale and grow. And I was like so in love with fashion and hats specifically that I started trademarking every state, every sport, everything, asking the question, what makes your heart beat? So it's a logo that means something to you. So, we say if you love it or care about it, we have a logo for it. And then so it spawned into the Heartbeat brand, which is where we are now with over 500 styles. And it's just been an incredible journey. Feel so blessed just to use all my life experience and all my creativity to build a brand that's now having an impact. And, we're a purpose driven premium hat company, and we're faith based, and the good Lord's leading the way, and we're following his lead.
And I love that. I mean, I feel like we need more of that right now. And so for me, just there's kind of a crazy divide no matter what anybody wants to say, regardless what side you're on or whatever. Just I feel like there is a crucial and important time to bring people together. And you're the most positive person. I love that.
Thank
I
you.
feel like you radiate like that energy. So just meeting you, knowing you, I was like immediately like, yes, like let's do this, and we're collaborating to
We're alike like that. It's just good vibes, good energy, positive. Like that's, it's like I nannied for years, and like all the kids were like, "It's Mr. Fun." And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I want everyone to just, be happy, have a good time, live a good life, and, spread love.
And that's how it should be. I think things are just so serious sometimes, and that you
Yeah.
like we've talked about a little bit, but these conspiracy theories and like the this and that, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of fun, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get into them too sometimes,
Yeah,
and
we all do.
you can go a little one way or the other, and I try to go here, and then come back to the middle and stay kinda
Mhm.
grounded and not go too far either way in that, and I can tell you and you're the same way, but, I
Mhm.
mean, faith-based, I couldn't agree more with, the faith, the Christian belief, and regardless whether other people do or not, I mean, you still it's about really these hats. I mean, it says it all. It's freedom, right? So, can you just let me know, like, how did you how did you think about like freedom from Tahoe to, to freedom? Like, where did that come from with the brand?
Well, so like we've been doing custom hats for a long time. Like we make
Okay.
custom hats for NASA and for national parks and for ski resorts, realtors, restaurants, hundreds of companies, Caesars Entertainment, Dollywood, theme parks, like honestly, so many companies. So because of our custom capabilities where I've just been designing like a madman, I,
Mhm.
after Charlie was assassinated, I was super broken. I was super hurt by it. Like I had intentions to, help with the movement of just like teaching the youth like proper morals and like how to be a good person and all those things and just kind of things that Charlie was doing. And then after he passed, I've always debated on like, should we do political hats, should we do MAGA hats, should we do this, and we just kind of stayed out of it, because like it's tough as a company to not
Yeah.
like ostracize yourself like that. And then I was thinking I had some freedom hats designed and was kind of just like thinking like whether we were going to do it or not. And then after looking at TPUSA's site and like they were so far behind and it was months out before you could get them and like the demand was super high and no one was doing it. One of my friends on Instagram and social media, Cruise Control, he hit me up and said he wanted to collab on the hat, which was great because he has almost 500,000 followers. So that was like the the part that moved me into it. We were at a trade show in Vegas and he lives there and he came and hung out and we got to meet. We'd just been social media friends. And then we designed the hat. We sat there together, designed it as it is today. And a lot of this is with his input, which was fun for me because I'm always designing and he was able to help out. And then once the samples were in, we just launched them for pre-order and like they're still to this day, like we're gaining more momentum with the freedom hats because freedom is we want to be free. In America, we're free. Look at all these other countries who aren't free. It's not just
Yeah.
about Charlie. Like, yeah, he was wearing the shirt, but freedom to me is like the freedom of speech, the freedom to be able to have open conversation without fear of violence, because that's just absurd. There's no room for violence in this world anywhere, in my opinion. And so,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean, I agree, and I don't mean to interrupt you on that, but
no, of
I
course.
wanna also touch on the fact that it's not just like a conservative movement or anything like that. I mean, whatever people believe, they believe, but I love the fact that you say, like,
Yeah.
globally, there's so many people that just think like, "Oh, we don't have these rights in America," and it's
Mhm.
like, you know what? We still are kinda leading and paving the way. We are, like, the newest country. We have way more rights than most, so
For
I
sure.
really feel like globally, this is such an important topic to touch on because, I
Mhm.
mean, if you go to Iran, you go to Iraq, you go anywhere basically in the Middle East, you go to
Mhm.
Asia, South America, they don't have the same rights and freedom that we do. And so I really think that it's more than just a movement for what happened with Charlie.
Mhm.
I think that it's just
And
showing up as a human and saying like, look,
exactly.
regardless what you stand for, we even if you're against certain things, that's fine, but
Mhm.
you should still have the freedom to express that and not be hurt or be scared for your life because
Yeah.
there's no reason for that. And we can all disagree on things
Mhm.
and still come back. And it should be like based on love, like if
Yeah.
you are a good person, you should have compassion. And I always do. Like I want to hear other people's side. Even if I don't agree with them,
Same.
I want to hear about it so that
It
I can understand why
Mhm.
they feel the way they do. And like maybe even if I don't understand them and they don't agree or whatever, we can at least look at each other in the eye and say like, look, I'm sorry we don't agree on that, but I really I feel for you because of your story and I can see
Mhm.
where you're coming from now.
Yeah.
And and that's really huge, and I feel like people need to kind of come together more. So
That
I love the freedom hat for that aspect.
Thank you. And that's what I feel we should be, really promoting always and forever within our country, within every
Mm,
country, is the ability to have open conversation. Like I can talk to you, I can express my views, you can talk to me, you can express your views, you can agree and you can disagree, but like you can still be human and have a conversation. There's no room for all this animosity and all this violence and all this hate. It's just so incredibly unnecessary. So that's what freedom is to me. It's we all want to be free. Look at all these other countries who want to be free, and we're aligned there. Like it's
Yeah, I
you
mean,
have a
it's like the
conversation, be
70s. I think I
friendly.
brought
You don't
this
have to
up.
hate someone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the 70s. I'm like, peace, love, and happiness. I know that we're not always going to be happy. There's not
Yeah.
always going to be peace, but can we at least just have our freedom and like be able to express why we're unhappy or why, and without
Hmm.
feeling, like you said, ostracized or being scared. And so I couldn't agree with that more. And I think everybody, regardless what they believe, wants the freedom to express how they feel. And
For
so
sure.
that's important. So I love these hats. By the
Thank you.
way, these are not only like the inside. I mean, how did you even think of doing the inside? I mean, like, look at this. These are
Yeah.
awesome. All of your
Yeah,
hats.
that's our custom capabilities. I mean, every hat we make is custom cut and sewn. Fabrics are picked, decorations are picked, the taping on the inside, the flag tag, the side logo, everything on the hat is basically I design digitally on the
Okay.
computer, and then they, then we get a sample and then we go to bulk. So they're literally full. You can pick every thread. You could change the color of every letter. I mean, there's unlimited possibilities. So that part's been super fun. And then this
Yeah,
one
love it.
specifically was, we curated it to, use your voice, just kind of Charlie things, because this one was very much so in memory of Charlie. And I'm loving how well they're doing and seeing freedom places you go, because one, for Charlie, but also for the world. Like, I wish we would see people wearing freedom worldwide, because that's what everyone wants. We all want to be
It
free.
is.
We all want to be healthy. We all want to be happy, and we all want to prosper. Like, it's not that difficult.
No, and a perfect example would be like we were just in London a few months ago. You kind of know my personality now. I talk to everybody. I'm like, I don't care if people want to talk. I'm always like, okay, cool. Who are you? Tell me your story. And you've met talk to my husband and stuff too. And he's kind of more of the one who's like, oh gosh, here we go. We're gonna be here for 5 hours. Here she goes. And I just love hearing everybody's points of view from all walks of life. Like I'm open to hear it all, even if I don't agree. I just love to hear different perspectives, because I think that's important. But the freedom aspect is, you go to the UK right now. I mean, you can't say things. Like, you
No.
openly cannot say things. They fine you. I mean, it's crazy. And this is the taxi drivers. I mean, people I mean, talk about a mixed bag. I mean,
Mm.
everybody, and there's so many different country. I mean, they're connected to, Europe. I mean, like, so there's so many different cultures there, and everyone is scared to talk. I mean,
Mm.
could you imagine if we all had the freedom and people could just express how they felt? Maybe it would kind of eliminate some of this haste and this like
Yeah,
um this crazy time that we're in right now. So
for sure.
I do agree. The worldwide, it really is, and when you travel, you see it.
It's something we have to hold on to. Like, it really
Yeah.
is something we have to hold on to. You can't just like, they've kind of let it slip, and they're seeing, and I think they can turn it around, because people aren't standing for it. They're going, no, we're going to eventually fight back. We're going to do whatever, because that's not the way things were supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to
Yeah.
express yourself, whether that's through fashion, whether it's through coloring your hair, whether it's through, anything, the car you drive, or the way you speak. You should be able to express yourself.
And just to be clear, expressing yourself and freedom is different than like hating, right? Like, I mean, you can say, I don't like something, but it's different to go slander and different to go like, and so
Of course.
there is a fine line. So I'm all about the freedom and the point of talking and being respectful.
Mhm.
But there are different lines, and I do think people do need to understand that. We
Yeah.
can disagree and we can do it in a nice way without having to like be evil and mean. I
Mhm.
mean, sometimes the high road is actually you want to piss someone off.
Just, yeah.
Sometimes not saying anything and just putting this hat on will really be
Years. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that is a fine line, because
yeah.
you just hope people use it for the proper purposes. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. how many of us were taught that growing up? It's,
Yeah.
where has that gone? Out the window, apparently.
Well, that goes back to the morals and like kind of
Hmm.
what we all agree on, you and I and
Hmm.
like-minded people agree on. And some people don't know that. I mean, some people,
Hmm.
unfortunately, I think today is such a different world where people, I mean, I see it like parents say, here's a tablet. I mean, my kids are pretty wild. I mean, you've probably
Yeah.
heard them in the background and you've seen them and stuff. But I mean, I'm like, go let them be boys. Like, okay, like we're
Mhm.
at the barn, like go play in the dirt, like go be in the mud. I
Yeah.
am very much so old school in the fact that I'm really trying to hold off from that space of just giving my kids like a piece of
Mhm.
technology and having that raise my children. So
Yeah.
um some people just don't know, and for that you can't, you don't know what you don't know. But hopefully if
Mhm.
people are watching this, they can learn something, and that's why we're
Yeah.
doing this, to help educate and really spread the awareness and hopefully bring like-minded people together so that we can help
Absolutely.
each other and grow in all everywhere worldwide.
For
But
sure.
going
Team
back to
effort.
the design, Parker, you kind of do it all. I mean, it's amazing. Or tell me, you went to design school, you're a graphic designer. I mean,
Ish.
well, and yeah, you're humble, but what about the acting? Let's go there.
I've done a lot. Yeah. So right out of after high school, I went to community college here in Tahoe. I was just playing. I played sports my whole life. Been an athlete. That's why I've been in a hat since I was like 4 playing t-ball. So I've just been
Okay.
playing sports, loving sports. Decided I wanted to try modeling and acting. So I moved to LA when I was 20. Drove down, lived in Santa Monica, moved in with a roommate who I met down there, and started acting. And within a year, I became a Screen Actors Guild member. I was modeling and acting. And then I did that I mean, I still do. I still have 2 agents, so I get booked whenever. I've worked on hundreds of TV shows and movies, tons of commercials. One feature film, it's called Caps Crossing. Did I tell you that?
No, I don't know that.
I think it's on Amazon. It's like on some of the
Okay.
streamers. It's like a low budget horror film. It's pretty silly, but I have a lead role in that. There was 3 couples on a camping trip gone bad, basically. So that was super fun. And then, yeah, I did that for a long time. And then I actually decided after all my days on set that acting and like being in front of the camera was like the least creative for me. So I
Okay.
decided I wanted to produce and direct. So I moved back to Tahoe. I bought a computer, I bought a Mac computer, I bought a camera, and then I bought all the books to teach myself Final Cut Pro editing. And I would put myself through school every day for like a year from like 7 a.m. to noon. I would learn how to edit. And then I started shooting, and then I started shooting weddings and commercials and like producing and directing and editing and creating myself. And then I got an opportunity to go to film school in San Francisco, which was funny because it was in art school and I had a scholarship. So I had the opportunity to go to art school for film or for fashion. And I chose film because I felt like that's what I needed to know more, and which also helped me with the Adobe Suite and Illustrator and Photoshop and everything. We learned that in art school. But then at the tail end of art school is when I came up with the Heartbeat brand and Tahoe Heartbeat. And so that's when just kind of everything came full circle. And in hindsight, it's like such a blessing because fashion to me is like, I don't feel like you can teach fashion really. Like
Mm-mm.
fashion has to be pretty like when I was 14, I learned how to sew and like sewed myself a suit and like used to make
Well, that's
costumes and make all this stuff. And I was crocheting beanies, and I've just been into fashion my whole life. And so you couldn't teach fashion. And so like even hat designing, like I think I'm definitely up there and one of the better hat designers around. Nobody
definitely.
really designs like me. And then I get to use my film school education to do all our content, do all the other things that need done to make ads, to do this and all the marketing and everything else. So like everything's really kind of come full circle with that. But yeah, I mean, I just love designing. I truly like if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably have a bathing suit line. I'd be making board shorts. I'd have a whole surf line. I could just do fashion all day, every day.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's expressive. I think that everybody, I mean, we all need to wear clothes, right? I mean,
Hmm.
well, I guess not all of us. But
Yeah,
if
true.
you go public, you should. But no, I appreciate that. And I think that's amazing. And I mean, just these hats too, they're literally the most comfortable hats. Like
Thank you.
don't think I'll be wearing any of my other hats, unfortunately, other than my cowboy hats when I'm
That's
riding.
okay. You're fully converted. We pride ourselves on that.
I mean, but they're so comfortable, and you can I mean, we have a boat, so we wakeboard, my husband's a surfer. when we travel, I mean, it couldn't have been a more aligned fit for us because of our lifestyle, obviously. And my kids love the hats too. So I think we have like four or five hats for them. So they're so excited. They have
Love
the kids line is really cool because there's not a lot of good quality hats for kids
it. Hmm.
that like fit them. And my kids are 6, so I think 6, 7, they'll be able to grow
Oh,
into
geez.
that. I had to, I'm sorry. But I have the main these are like you have so many different types, and these are
We
the
do.
ones I really love. But there I also knit, I crochet. I grew
Oh,
up,
nice.
yeah, I grew up like so my dad had a ranch growing up. So it was like when we were younger, we had to find stuff to do. When it snowed, there's a lot
Mhm.
of snow. So it was like my stepmom taught me how to knit, and my mom taught me how to crochet. And so that's what we
Nice.
did when we were inside, and sewing and quilting and all of that. So I learned how to do that at a really young age, which is kind of
Awesome.
cool. I think at the time I didn't really appreciate it, but now it's like kind of a cool skill to have because not very many people know how to do that stuff.
It's so fun. I do feel like it's such a good skill. It really is. Like, I'll watch a movie or something where someone will be sewing or they'll be knitting or they'll be making some garment or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's usually like in like more terms of like olden days where that was like more of a necessity. And
Yeah.
it always just inspires me. I'm like, this is like something that's been passed down for so long that is, now it's come into all this high fashion stuff. But it was, that's how people survived back in the day, was being able to sew and being able to knit and being able to
Yeah.
make things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's super important. So with the acting though, so
Yeah.
you are still active in that at times, right? Or
Correct. So
oh,
I have 2 agents. I have one in Reno, one in San Francisco, and
okay.
it's just direct bookings only now. So if they see my profile, see my photos, see, some videos of me, my reel, then if they direct book me, then I'll go. I almost just had a direct booking, like a cruise ship booking, but I'm never around. My schedule's so crazy. I'm always, between all my travel, all my trade shows, all my everything. So I wasn't able to make it. But if they book, like if something comes up and it's pays enough, I'll do it. I have no interest in being on camera really anymore. I have dreams of writing. I've written movies and I'll make a movie probably about based kind of around what building a brand one day and other movies too. I've got all kinds of, I'll get into producing and directing in, you know, 10 or 15 years
So
once this is leveled
building
out.
the brain back, so that's a great thing to bring up. So building this, I mean,
Yeah.
how has that been for you? I mean, I know that you're growing like crazy, and that's
Yeah.
amazing. And I can tell you're good at acting. You're really comfortable on the screen. You do a
Oh, thank
great
you.
job. I love your commercials, the ads, and everything that you do. So you're very
Mhm.
creative, which is awesome. But how has it been, like, behind the scenes? Like, I know there's always the growth, and, like, how long did it take you to really get to the point that you're at right now?
It's been a grind and we're still like right now really trying to break the mold because like our hats on store shelves, they sell. Like we've proven that, we've sold almost 500,000 hats in the last 7 years. Like the hats sell. You see them. People love
Yeah.
the hats, but it's getting them in front of people. Leading up to that, and we're kind of right now trying to break the mold there because it's just tough. It's 2026. There's so many hats. There's so many hat companies. Like it's been a struggle. It's been a serious struggle because it's a really fashion's really, really difficult to get into. Like unless you're really niche, like Viore, like competing with
Mhm.
Lululemon, but doing like more men's activewear, athleisure,
Mhm.
super niche that like turned super successful. Like just being hats it's like in hindsight, I tell everyone, they're like, "Oh, I want to start a brand or a merch brand or this." And I'm like, "Oh, you're going to want to talk to me first because unless it's incredibly niche and unique
Yeah.
and like has a real place, and that's the only reason why we even are where we are is because of our logos. being heartbeat, asking the question, what makes your heartbeat? Like if you're wearing surf heartbeat, I think you might have got some of those. And
Yeah, we
or,
do.
your
Yeah.
state or whatever, something's because it's meaningful versus, like an I love New York shirt that's text and lettering. Like our
Mhm.
logos are just meaningful. They're just a representation of something that you love or care about. So that's really helped because that's different than all the other brands and all the other companies because no one has really logos that really have meaning without saying it. But
Well, yeah, we touched on that. I mean, it's like a global, I mean, there's no one that doesn't have a heartbeat and that
exactly.
doesn't feel, right? And in
Mhm.
your hats, we're just wearing them as a feeling, and I have to say they feel great too. I mean, they're very comfortable,
Thank you.
but they're
That
it's
took many years to get the cut right, to get the antimicrobial sweatband that's super soft. That was a long time coming to get them to where they are now. They didn't always fit like this. The last like 3 or 4 years, we've really honed in.
well, they're great, and then I don't know any other hats that have the custom photography and this kinda built in, so the fact that you're able to break the mold on so many different things, I
Mhm.
mean, this is pretty genius, like, the one that I
Thanks.
have too, the other one, the sunset, that one's
Mhm.
amazing. I mean, they're very artistic, it's talk about expressing yourself and
Mhm.
I mean, like, these hats just say that without I mean, just wearing it says it all, but did you have people when you were starting out? Because I think people look at social media and they go, "Oh, well, that person's just like you," or "That person's just rich," or, whatever. They don't understand
No.
what really goes behind it,
I
and
mean, even today, like people always like on the surface, like you don't really know how many people run our business, how many people run the Heartbeat
Mhm,
brand. But I run the Heartbeat brand, and Adam Williams, who's my COO, he's my partner. Him and I run everything. We have one girl who runs our warehouse. She's our warehouse manager in SAC, and
okay.
that's it. The three of us run the whole entire company.
That's a
And then
lot.
we
I
have
mean,
we have a handful of sales reps. So you could assume this company has 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 people real easy. And we'll get there. I prefer to keep the team small, but beginning, it was me. It was all me. My wife at the time, we've been divorced for 5 years, still good friends. Everything's cool. Love Allie.
okay.
We were working together. She was helping. But it was majority me. It was like 90% me because there wasn't a whole lot of work. She would help at events and stuff,
Mhm,
but we were ironing on patches, 20,000 patches. I was on the computer 24/7. I still am. I mean, I'm doing 12 to 16-hour days most days, weekends included. But it's just life. That's just, it
Hey,
started small. It started with just me. It's fun. I don't mind. That's building a company, building a brand, and I never have once called it work. I get to do something that I love, and I wish everyone could find something that they're passionate about this much that it's just life. I'm just doing life every day, and it happens to be around building a brand and making hats.
and I love that. I mean, we own several businesses and people assume, "Oh, well, you guys own businesses." And I go, "Yeah, we do, but I think COVID really changed things because I had so many friends before COVID that were like, "You get to work from home." And I'm like, "Yeah, we do. We get to work from home, but I don't
Mhm.
know if I would say that's awesome because I mean, how many times can you just go watch a show? Oh, I'm just gonna go watch a show. One more, I mean, it's very easy. You have to be
Mhm.
extremely passionate,
Mhm.
dedicated, and skilled to be able to work from home. And then when
Mhm.
COVID happened and everything did shut down and people were working from home, everyone's going, "Oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. Like, I can't do this anymore. I need to get out." So, I mean, there
Yeah.
is a push-pull and it is a grind. It's very hard. And the fact that you've made it as far as you have, like, I'm 100% behind the brand. Love it. Love
Thank
what
you.
it stands for, always gonna be supportive, and I think that that's your personality, and I know personally firsthand that you are there because I've messaged you, at like
Mhm.
because 'cause I'm busy too, sometimes we're up.
Mhm.
I'm a mom, I have twins, but I run businesses too, and sometimes I'm up at 2 a.m. People go, "Why are you on social media?" I'm like, "I'm working. I'm not on here because 'cause I'm just"
I'm networking. Yeah. I mean, I even say, even with our automated messages right now with ManyChat, like I automated them to say, like, hey, just so you know, like I'm Parker, I'm the founder, I'm here. And people are messaging like I run our social media still, but I like being very personable in the brand, just like you do. That's your brand. This is your thing. You're like, if you're not responding, like you're losing people left and right. And even that's with customer service, which I'm sure you do with your businesses. Like we get so much 5-star reviews from like that are just raving about they've never had such good customer service. We're like, yeah, we actually care. Like we're not a huge company that is just getting brushed away. You're like, no, it's me and Adam are answering and we care.
Well, and that's huge because I feel like everyone's like on this AI takeover, and I think AI
Oh,
can be, don't get me wrong. But when you're running a business, I'm just going to say AI is not the right move, especially in the beginning stages. You just have AI running your businesses for you. I would say you probably are not going to last and sustain that long because for someone like me too, I can't rest assured or what you
mhm,
can tell immediately it's AI and I'm going no. Like I think there's there's good things about AI, but I
exactly.
also feel like if you run a business and you have a brand, you need to
Mhm,
be able to be there to support that, right?
for
And
sure.
that's really important. And then you can grow and scale and go from there. But I know that you're behind it. I know that you do a
Yeah.
really good job.
Thank you.
And just to not to get like super personal, but like when you were when you were starting this, I mean, were you getting any kind of controversy from like family and friends about, hey, why are you leaving what you're doing, like to start a brand? I mean, because I get that too. Like when I went on social media, Parker, my
Yeah.
family was not happy about it. Like
Yeah.
my client's actually the one who's like, Jen, you need to show that you like run your businesses and you can
Mhm,
you travel. And if Todd and I would have never had kids, I still say that I don't think we would be in the United States. Like I think
mhm,
our goal when we got married was we had a little tiny condo in San Diego and we were gone. That's all we did was travel. I mean,
mhm,
but we worked, that's why we have our businesses so that we can travel. I will say kids kind of did landlock us, right? A little
mhm,
bit. So, but we still do try to have that nomad with like a home base
mhm.
lifestyle. And
Same.
to us, that's important, especially working from home. I feel like you need to
Mhm,
have an outlet. And for us, it's my horse and traveling. I mean, that's really
mhm,
those are my outlets, and Todd's surfing and travel. So I just think it's like really important to have those outlets. And
mhm.
I mean, for you, like you're on the go all the time, right?
I
So,
am. I wasn't so much in the beginning. The beginning, because I was living in San Francisco when I was at film school, and then
yeah.
because it started out in Tahoe, I was brought back to Tahoe to run it full time.
Mhm.
And so it was super supported because like my parents were here, my brothers were here, it was easy and like super welcomed. All my friends were excited. My friends would come to our events. It was a big fun thing. Friends would help me with random things. My house was full, 3-bedroom house, absolutely packed, boxes everywhere. Like it was all hands on deck. But everyone was pretty happy and excited because when I was in film school, I was working like 5 jobs, driving Uber and Lyft, auditioning a full-time nanny, and then in school full-time and a full-time personal assistant. Like I was like just trying to survive, paying $3,500 a month in rent. And so like coming back here was like it was nice. So I was like, oh, this is like peaceful, normal cost of living, or more normal than SF was. And then our first summer we did 80 grand in sales. So I was like, oh, okay. We
That's
quickly
awesome.
proved I was like, I started a company and things are good. And then our next year we did 160 grand. The next year we did 270. It's just been bumping up. That was 2019. And so because of that, as soon as it started to like financially prove itself as well, I was like even more supported. So everything was pretty fortunate leading up. But now it's definitely with like family and friends, they're not as happy that I'm gone often.
Okay.
So it's
So
more
yeah,
so
that's where I was going with that. So like so it sounds like you've had a really good supportive. I mean, for me, I've always
totally.
that push pull. I mean, there's a few people that are always happy for me, and then there's always those people that are like, I can't believe you're doing that.
Yeah.
Like why would you do that? And yeah, I just go, whatever.
I mean,
That's fine.
I still trust me. I have haters. They hate us because they ain't us. That's
Yeah,
why.
true that. I love it.
So let
True.
them. People are gonna
Yeah.
be jealous. They're gonna
Yeah.
whatever find a way to knock you down. But that's no one's knocking me down. Sorry.
Good. Well, I love that, and they shouldn't. I mean, what you're doing, I think, is breaking barriers, number 1.
Mhm.
I think that you just coming out and being able to express yourself, and you're so confident and you're comfortable doing it, which I love because
Thank
I
you.
was always that person. I'm very rebellious. I've always been that way. I mean, I think
Mhm.
growing up, my dad used to scare us going to the ranch and say, "Okay, you're not behaving." We didn't have like tablets and all. I had like a Game Boy, and the batteries
Mhm.
run out on those things,
Mhm.
right? So we were just always fighting in the car and 6-hour drives going to Eastern Washington from Bellevue and going to the ranch. And
Mhm.
my dad used to pull the car over, and I was the only one, and he'll say it, that would get out of the car. My dad would be like, "That's it. You better go up to that rock, and the bears are up there." And he would try to scare us so that we would be
Mhm.
good in the car. I was the only, "That's fine. 3 brothers. I'll go and I'll go up there." And I did. I did. And my dad was like, "Oh, shit." Like I didn't mean, I thought she'd get scared, but I've
Uh-huh.
always been the one to kind of go against, and not in a bad way, but just I've
Yeah.
always, "Okay, whatever. Think the way you do, that's fine. That's not gonna change
Don't
my
tempt me
mind."
with
Yeah, exactly. "Alright, woohoo!
strategy.
Yeah, let's go."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great. I love that you have that passion and that push. And then the hats, are you going to go bigger? I mean, do you think that you're going to bring them? Are you going to stay in the hats, or are you going to, have you even considered that? Or are you just trying to stay in the
It's
same?
We're gonna stick with hats for a while. We had
Okay.
clothes initially with Tahoe. Excuse me. And we had clothes and we had tank tops and t-shirts and hoodies. And as soon as you get into different sizes and then you have red, blue, black, gray, white of a hoodie, and then you have 6 different sizes, it's just like SKUs for days. That's just too complicated. So we're gonna stick with hats.
Yeah.
But I mean, end game is I don't doubt that I could be designing hats for every major sports team within 5 to 10 years.
Well, that's good. And you know what?
That's my goal.
I have quite a few friends that are actually like MBA and all, like their husbands have played pro ball
Yeah,
and stuff like that too. So maybe we can talk about that sometime too,
sure.
but maybe
Yeah,
get
and I mean,
some.
we're making hats for minor league hockey, for pro pickleball teams. Like we're already kind of in that world, but
Yeah.
pro sports is tough. Like no matter who you know or talk to, because New Era, it's the biggest hat company in the world. New Era makes all the team hats.
Okay.
They have it locked up pretty good, so it's kinda hard to get in unless you, like, get in with Fanatics or, like, a company that works with them, but I'm already designing. I have basketball designed for every team and football designed for every team,
Okay.
so now I'm working on baseball and hockey, so we're gonna be
What
turnkey
about golf?
ready. So we have our
I
golf
saw,
logo, yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw the golf.
golf does really well. Golf,
Okay.
they all do really well, honestly, perspectively. Like golf in a golf shop, of course they're gonna sell, and
Mhm.
then fishing in a fishing town or coastal, those crush. Hunting in the Midwest do really well. Pickleball at pickleball clubs. That's what's so great about having all the different logos, like
Mhm.
surf and surf shops. Campings, we're in with KOA, like campings at campground, camping heartbeat at
Yep.
campgrounds, so there's so much
Love the
we
KOA.
yeah. We have
They're great.
potential to be in, honestly, like, every store ever pretty much. So that's
Okay.
that's what we're
So
targeting.
what about my big era right now? I'm kind of in my cowgirl era. What are
Your
we gonna do
cowgirl
about that?
I have a couple logos for, like, cowboy logos, and then even
Yeah,
a horse logo that will move on
you gotta get
eventually.
a boomerang logo.
A
You know how
boomerang logo.
controversial my freaking horse is right now? Oh my
I love
gosh.
it.
I'm just
Why is
oh
it
my
so controversial again?
Well, because he's okay. Well, when I bought him, he was sold to me like a broke kid's horse and he would be great. Okay. Well, you don't know what you don't know. I'm like, oh, great. I just trusted that he was just like trained great horse. And I
Uh-huh.
bring him home and I would no more put a kid on him than I would, put them on a bull. My horse Bronx, he's crazy. A lot of people just say, there's always something wrong with him. And you know what? Maybe it's the blue eyes. Maybe he's like a little bit, I don't know, but he is very here in the valley. A lot of people, they're like, your horse is nuts, Jen.
That's
And I'm like, I know, but he's mine. So just like get
Mhm.
off, like he's my crazy horse and that's cool. You want to try to
Yeah.
ride him or give me an opinion on him? No, I don't
Yeah,
touch
they
that
don't have
horse.
to deal with him. Let him be my crazy
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah, so he's just a little, yeah, he's become, I would say, in the community here, people think that he's a little rogue horse or crazy horse. I got a new name. My name is Buckaroo Barbie because my horse likes to buck all the time. So they go,
Boy.
here comes Buckaroo Barbie. So kind of interesting. Yeah, it's definitely never a dull moment. So, but yeah, I think I want to get a boomerang, Logan.
We
That'd be
can
kind
work
of
on
fun.
it.
Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, I think that what you're doing is amazing. And then
Thank
you
you.
are global. So you, I mean, are you seeing sales like all over right now, or like where are the
We
main places that you're
we're mainly in America. We ship everywhere. I mean, we ship to Australia. We ship to we've got a little presence in the islands, like in the Bahamas and Virgin Islands,
Oh,
and
cool. Okay.
down in Cabo in Mexico, Puerto
Okay.
Rico. So just kind of Canada. So we're like slowly kind of growing out. Just with shipping costs and things these days, like we'll probably move on other countries in the next 5 to 10 years, but it pretty much entails having a warehouse in that country to be able to
Yeah.
distribute because we can't ship from here there. It's just too expensive. So, big dreams, big plans, but it's a big project. So there's a
So
lot of work to be done.
you're still planning to go to Eastern Asia, right?
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you still doing that? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to go just travel through. I won't be back in the States until July. So I'm going to go over to Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. I'll probably go to China, maybe Japan, maybe Cambodia. I'm just going to go cruising. It's so cheap over there to be able to travel and just live
Yeah.
because I can work on my laptop. I just don't want to be in the cold winters. There's snow on the ground here in Tahoe and I'm over it. So
Yeah.
I want to go be warm but that's the part where all my friends and family are like, "Oh, you're leaving us." I've got a niece
Yeah.
who's almost 3 and she's all sad and I'm just like, "Yeah, it's tough."
That's cute though. That's sweet. I love that you have a soft spot for kids and you're really
Yeah.
good. And I can see you being a really good. Do you have kids of your own yet?
I don't, but I've raised pretty much all ages, and I was a nanny, and I mean, I was babysitting. When I first turned 16, I watched our family friends' kids. They had 4 kids, and they went to
Okay.
Hawaii for 2 weeks, and I was 16, and I stayed with their 4 kids. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's a
I've been
lot.
Mr.
4 kids at
Responsible from a pretty
16. Wow.
young age. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But
excited for you to
kids are the
meet my kids.
best.
Yeah. You'll love them. They'll love you too. You guys
For sure,
will.
yeah, I'm excited to meet them.
Mike has a trip. Yeah, he's fun. They're both really good kids, but they'll love you.
Nice.
Yeah, well, we're gonna try to come meet you over there too. So
Yeah, please
I
do, that'd be so fun.
yeah, I will. We'll get some surf time in and stuff. But are you right now? So when you're traveling right now, you're basically going to like trade shows and events and things like that. Is that what you're
Correct. So pretty much all August, September into October, we have trade shows, and
okay?
then we have trade shows all of January. So
Okay, great.
so that's I'm always back for those because Adam and I run all the trade shows.
Okay.
And then those in between times, then I'm kind of free, like after I come back in the fall, I don't know what I'll do. I might go to Africa, go live on safari for a month. I haven't decided. But when I'm these places, that's what people also don't understand. Like I actually work more when I'm traveling solo, when I'm gone, because I have no distractions from being back home. Often the time change is different, so I'll work nights, but when I'm, if I could be on some tropical island in Thailand, I'm still doing 12-hour days. So
Yeah, no, I
people
understand
are
that.
like, vacation. I'm
Yeah,
like, no, it's no, there's no
no.
vacationing. I work every day.
Yeah, I think that's like the main misconception, right?
Mhm.
That people might have. They see you do, and then if you do it, like for me, if I do trail rides, they're like, oh, all you do is ride your horse all day. And I'm like,
Mhm.
no, that's not true. Like I might go a stint for like a week where I get to go on
Mhm.
2 or 3 trail rides, and then I don't ride at all for a while because I'm working. Like, and even
Mhm.
on I always have my phone on me. I'm always working. I don't
Yeah.
get paid time off. We don't get weekends
No.
off. We don't
No.
get
But that's your
holidays.
mental health. Like you have to take care of that.
Yeah. So
Like
it's
I
like, yeah, I don't have a 9 to 5, so I have flexibility and I can do pretty
Mhm.
much what I want when I want, but I still have to be available too,
For
right?
sure.
And you're prioritizing, right? So
Mhm.
I can relate to that 100%. And it's a lot of work. I mean,
Mhm.
I know that your passion is there and that you always are coming up with so many creative ideas and doing so much. So I appreciate that. I love the
Thank you.
brand. And I also wanted to talk to you. So you said that you have like so much support from your family and that's great.
Mhm.
You said that you do have your haters. Are those mostly people that are just kind of against the whole freedom thing, or are those just people that you
There's
personally?
people who, yeah, who are against the freedom thing. There's just kind of always like, it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. I feel like anyone who ever builds something substantial and is successful, there's people that are going to want you to fail and want you to lose, and like they're jealous, or they're, whether they agree with you, disagree with you, whatever. Like you won't ever see me attack someone or hate on someone for being successful, especially, or like even their views necessarily or whatever. I might have an opinion, or, let's have a conversation about it. But and there's, and it's not that much, but there's definitely people who, I mean, even with the freedom hats, like random people on social media, like, oh, F that, F this. And I'm just like, oh, gosh, you need Jesus.
Yeah, or like, "Hey, do you not stand for freedom? Like, why are you mad?" Like, just you don't have to be a Christian or whatever to believe in freedom, right? I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
that's what we want, but,
I
like,
mean, totally. And that's the
that's a
thing too. Like it's all keyboard warriors. Like
yeah,
no one says anything to your face. They're cowards. So
it's true.
that's how it works. It's just like these internet people think, which is just weird. Like, just, if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, don't say it on the internet.
Yeah, and I feel like there's always that person, though, that wants the controversy,
They're
right? Like,
trolls. They love it. Yeah.
yeah, they think it's
Yeah.
fun or,
Yeah.
and it's just the same. It's like the mean girls, there's always that
Yeah.
mean girl and they all say, "Oh, we're women supporting women." But then, you
Yeah.
get them in a room. It's like, do you really support each other? Probably
Yeah.
not. Like, let's
Yeah.
stop all this. No, I
Little
can
do
walk
they know.
right now and point out the really cool women in that room, and I can point out the ones that I go, "Uh-huh, you're the ones that are saying you're women supporting women," but
Mhm.
no, because 'cause you're the ones that are going out, getting hammered, talking bad about people,
Mhm.
and spreading and causing the drama, so
Mhm.
knock it off, So, yeah, it's not just keyboard warriors, they're always gonna be there, and we know who they are.
You just
Yeah.
snicker. It's whatever. The funny part is, little do they know, like, if they were to hit me up and, like, need business advice or, like, have some pointers, like, I do that all day, every day with people, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you
for
would choose
sure.
to just, like, not like something or hate on something versus, like, turn your brain on, build something for yourself and get creative, or, you know, make yourself better. You'd just rather, live
100%,
in that
like,
little sad
preach.
world. I don't understand.
I couldn't agree with you more. That's what this is about, right? Unity, supporting, and just,
Mhm.
like, helping each other, right? So
Right.
even if you don't believe in something the same way that somebody else does, we still all probably have some aligned views, right? And we
Mhm.
still do agree on things. So why don't we work on the things that we do agree on and try to support each other rather than tearing each other down? Because I feel like at the end of the day, evil does not win. It's not good. Like, it's better to be positive, find the best solutions, work together.
Mhm.
Teamwork makes the dream work, and just be supportive, right? And if you can't do that, then
Well, people
I'm
these days, thanks to our media, just don't even know what's right and wrong anymore. They think
mhm.
what's wrong is right, and they think what's right is wrong. It's been twisted pretty severely, so it's a tough world we're in because people they're confused.
Well, and it's missed information, right? So
Oh,
when
yeah.
you go now, everybody's on Instagram, TikTok,
Mhm,
or Facebook, right? But
mhm,
then you have a couple news sources. But you really have to go, and even some of the podcasts and things like that. I mean, it's good. I always say take a little bit of everything that you hear,
mhm,
make up your own opinion based on what you're hearing from all outlets, not just one source, and
mhm,
then travel and go talk to people because that's where the magic happens. When you go and you have those uncomfortable
mhm.
conversations, you put yourself in a room with people that are very different from you. I mean, And it is uncomfortable, but you grow and you learn from that, and I feel like if we could do that and, like, have some real journalisms now and fact checks, like, that would be great, but we a lot of people don't have that. They don't have the knowledge to even know how to do that, and some people, they can't travel or they're scared to travel, because of what they hear, and it's like, "Oh my gosh," like,
That's wild.
I can't, and I hear people say,
I wish
"We're going."
everyone needs to go see a little more because you'll change your
The
mind.
number one thing I get is still to this day, "Oh my gosh, you're taking your kids to Mexico? Oh my gosh, Mexico's
Mhm,
so dangerous." And I'm going, "What? Like, okay, why?"
mhm.
"Well, the cartel, this, that." And I'm like, "What? Have you been to LA? Like, have you been to
I
Chicago?
know.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, stop, like, don't even." Yeah, so it's just a lot of misinformation. People
Mhm,
listen to one thing that happened, or someone got a bad surgery or went and bought drugs
mhm.
and it made the news, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, everyone's bad because of that one thing. It's like,
Yeah, like, "Oh, the cartel killed someone." Yeah, you're like, "Yeah, they were running drugs.
yeah. No, yeah,
Don't
that
be
happens
running
all the
drugs."
time. It happens here. Like, it happens all the time. It just doesn't make the news here because we don't wanna broadcast that. Like, "What are
Yeah.
you talking about? Be quiet."
No, yeah.
But it
They
is
were acting
crazy.
like a criminal. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, well, how about that? Wow, okay. Yeah,
Who
another
who would have
crazy.
thought?
Yeah, and then the other things too I get in Europe, "Oh my gosh, you're going to Europe. It's so dangerous." And I'm like, "What? Europe? Why?" "Well, because that's where, like, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, here we go. Liam Neeson, Taken," or whatever, and I'm
Oh
going,
my
"Oh gosh, okay, okay, here we
no.
go." Like, okay, well, number 1, I will say there's more people and it's probably more crowded in cities there because there's more culture and there's more, so maybe don't, like, wear your Louis Vuitton and, like, some of your nice stuff, but that's anywhere. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go out in the middle of, like, the not greatest neighborhood in the biggest city in the United States and not have people around me and walk with a Chanel purse and, like,
mhm.
flaunt what I have, I mean, you just don't do that. People with
I
common
mean,
sense know
that happens
better.
every day.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
and because
you have to have
it's
your head on straight.
for sure,
Have
like,
common sense. Bring
I
common
love
sense
that.
back.
Well, and Parker, where do we get your hats? I mean, I know, what stores are we in? What are the big ones
So
where we can walk in and get
we're in a ton of stores.
okay,
Too many to name. We're in 350 stores nationwide, but the best deal you're going to get is on our website is theheartbeatbrand.com. It's right here, theheartbeatbrand.com.
yep,
One hat, these are the highest quality premium hats. Our competition's selling these hats for like $80, and we sell our hats for $35 for one, two for 60, three for 80, or four for 100. You cannot beat it. They're the
yeah.
nicest hats around at the most affordable price.
Well, and they're the best quality in my opinion, and I wear them, so I know. I'm not just saying that. I'm actually
Thank you.
wearing this one right now,
Yeah.
but I have a lot of them. My
I
kids
mean,
wear
look,
them, my
people
husband
can
loves
go
them.
online and look at our reviews. They're
I mean, they
all
are
5
the most
stars.
comfortable. And I have a tiny head, and these fit me too. They look good. And a lot of the hats that I do try, they just don't look good on me because
Mhm.
my kids are 6, and I think their heads are almost as big as mine now. Like, my head's very small, and these actually do fit. They look good. They're comfortable on me, and I I I'm behind it. And
Thank you.
you also don't mind, but if people drop Jenn 25, Jenn with 2 N's, you
Of
can get
course.
25% off your entire order.
Yep.
So, I
And we'll
mean,
post your
I
link as well.
yeah, and I mean, you can't beat that. So, I would
No,
encourage anybody
that's
that
insane.
yeah, I mean, it's a lifestyle. I mean, look at these all of these have every hat has a unique custom, like, inside the bill picture. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
all
there's so many.
there
You
are.
can't not like
And all
them.
the
And
photos relate to the logo, like Mountains Heartbeat have mountain landscapes, golf have golf courses, camping have camping scenes, fishing has fishing related stuff. So they relate to them. They're really just fun designer cool styles.
And then the sunset for the beach, right? And
Exactly. All different
yeah,
beach things. I mean,
yeah.
they all relate to the logo basically.
And then I haven't tried it out yet, but I'm gonna ask you, I'll put you in the hot seat here for a sec.
Yeah.
When I'm wake surfing or we're surfing,
Sure.
sometimes I wear a hat. Now I'm getting older, I'm trying to protect my face a little bit more. So
Smart.
we do wear hats. I wear hats like year round here in either Arizona, California, or we're in Hawaii or
I sleep
Mexico. And
in
I'm
one.
yeah. So but when they get wet, how do they respond? Because I will say there's been a few hats I've been wakeboarding and you're in the boat and they fly off.
Of course.
These I think are
Well,
going to not
it's
the
all water
insect.
resistant fabrics.
Okay,
Yeah, they're
cool.
amazing. They hold up really well. I've done like time lapses where I left one out in the snow. It snowed for like 2 weeks and I left the time lapse going plugged in and
Uh-huh.
the hat was like totally fine. So they hold up really well. They actually float too for a while unless they're like
Oh,
really
good.
soggy.
Okay.
We don't like promote that because we just let the styles sell themselves. But they're all most of our hats are like waterproof, water resistant, moisture wick. They all have the antimicrobial sweatband, and they're the fit, and they're the most comfortable, stylish
Yeah.
hats around.
So my other question for you, lastly, I know we're kind of running short for time here,
Yeah.
but my last question is for you is when are we gonna make a cowgirl hat?
Hopefully soon. We have been in such significant growth mode the last like 3 years. Like we've
Uh-huh.
scaled like 350 more styles the last 3 years. So we're on a mild expansion hold right now. We have 26 logos but we're still growing rapidly. We're in talks with big box. And so trust me, I have my little short list of things I want to move on. So hopefully
Okay.
in the next 12 months. But
Good. No, I'm
as of right
excited
now,
about
we're stocked, locked, and loaded, and we're heavy sales mode.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you being on the podcast today, and
Thank you for
I
having me.
love the hats, love the mission, love what it stands for. Encourage everyone to go to theheartbeatbrand.com,
Thank you.
use Jenn 25 and you get your 25% off.
With 2
And
N's, right? Jen with 2
yep,
N's?
Jenn with two N's.
Jen with
Yep.
2
And
N's.
I'm gonna link it in. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And then if I know Parker, you're always available. Please
Yeah.
don't flood his inbox. But you can message me too if you have questions. But Parker's great. And you
Yeah,
do
hit me up.
corporate events. Yeah, but you do corporate events and stuff too. So you do
Yeah.
bulk. Oh,
Anyone needs
that's another.
custom hats, if anyone, want have a question, building a brand, whatever, I am pretty often happy to chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Parker, I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
supportive and I hope you have a great rest of your week and a good weekend. And make sure you go to theheartbeatbrand.com. And thanks for tuning in to Keeping It Real. And we'll talk to you soon.
Keep it real,
Thank
people.
Bye.
See ya.
This episode is brought to you by Royal Reach Digital, where SEO meets AI to grow your business. Thank you so much for listening and spending time with me. As always, keep it real and see you next week.